Hello, my name is Dr. Roy Padgett. I'm a neuroscientist, and for the last 30 years I've been researching into how does the brain actually learn. For we know that learning has nothing at all to do with education. Learning is what the brain does, and each individual person's own learning process is unique to themselves. I would welcome you to the Magic Maths program. However, I wish, of course, that I was sat in your office. Then you could see the passion I have for raising the performance through the use of their brains, all young people, to far higher levels than what they're currently achieving. Magic Maths grew out of a program we were doing with Year 11 students. And we analysed over 7,000 of them that were failing at school. They all had one thing in common: they all hated maths. And it was out of this that my team and I decided to say, why was this knowledge decaying? Why was it decaying to a level that their current maths ability was lower than what they'd achieved in year 6 at primary school? What had caused the decay? They'd learned it, they knew it, they'd forgotten it. Why? In these fundamental skills, which is absolutely essential for the rest of their life, they just didn't know them. So this is why Magic Maths was born, to try and find a way of impacting that knowledge and stop this decay. Let me share with you now some of the achievements your students will get by taking the Magic Maths program. They'll be able to answer 100 random numbers from 1 to 15 within 4 minutes. Over 40% of the students will be able to answer up to 1 to 20 times table mentally within 4 minutes. Multiply any 2-digit numbers in their head. Square any number from 1 to 100. Become highly competent and be able to mentally calculate using the 11 rule, the 9 rule, and using the fun system of up and down. They'll be able to square any number up to, say, 300. The result of all these calculations and speed and fun is that it will impact on their maths curriculum, and it will increase it by 30%. That is what we have found in well over 2,000 young people. Imagine, let's look at this table. Imagine being able to do the following: multiply all the numbers that you see on that slide by 11 in their head. Just think of the confidence they've got. They can go home and prove to their parents how clever they are. They can square any number in their head faster than a calculator. And we actually had members of staff with calculators. And the number of students faster than a calculator was almost 80%. 35, for instance, multiplied by 35 is far faster than the calculator. The answer is 1225, and they know this straight away. This is why we're certain of this 30% increase in maths performance. Here's the classic one. We gave this to members of staff and some visitors that came to the school that I was at. Have a look at that matrix. Years 5 and 6 were able to do that in 3 minutes. Now that is very, very quick. Of course, it is not just numeracy ability that rises through this program. Imagine the self-confidence of your students will have when they know that they can calculate faster than a calculator. The course teaches mental calculations in a way that it sticks for life. And as I said, in a poll of over 5,000 Year 11 students highlighted less than 2% could carry out random table calculations. And that fact reveals what this course does. It teaches mental calculations in a way that will remain with a child for life. Mastering the times tables means to be able to quickly, correctly, and repeatedly answer times table questions from any table group in any sequence at any time, without being put into logical order. Without this basic foundation, all future mathematical study can be undermined. The times tables are the fundamental building blocks of numeracy and the fundamental building blocks of all future mathematical studies. If students don't master these at an early age, they will be at a distinct disadvantage as more and more complex mathematical concepts are introduced. In many primary and secondary schools where we have run Magic Maths course, all schools have seen an immediate improvement in their curriculum performance in maths. 30% increase in maths performance is what we know is the outcome. So how's this course run? Well, it's going to be fast moving and lots of fun. We can take up to 120 students in a day from years 4 to years 6. And we've even got a Magic Maths process for the younger groups. We train the staff as well because that's critical, because we want to replicate it into your school for years to come. It normally consists of 3 days, 4 days in a week, usually a week apart. But I think one of the major things we do, we run a parents' evening to train parents how to be proactively involved. The big question that must lay on every single head teacher's mind: how much does it cost? And I'm sorry, I cannot tell you that until we know your needs and the numbers, because primary schools vary so much in size. What I do suggest you do, you give Jane a ring on 0121 249 0306. Or send her an email on inquiries@pagetandpartners.co.uk. I know if you make that call, I know if we start talking about how we can introduce Magic Maths into your school, your maths performance will increase by 30%. Thank you so much for listening to me.